Easy Platinum Trophies. We are back looking at Easy Platinum Trophies in the summer sale. This will be my last video on the PlayStation Store summer sale, but if you're looking for some good recommendations, I have a video looking at $10 games and $5 games in the sale. This one here, just looking at easy trophy games. Now, before we start this video off, I just want to say, I don't necessarily condone any of the games in this sale. A lot of them are red leaky games or cash grab games, which are probably designed more around just selling copies because they're easy platinum games. So that doesn't mean that they're actually good quality games, but it does mean they're easy plats. All of the games we're going to look at in this video are less than 3-hour platinums. The majority of them are less than 15-minute platinums though. So let's have a look at those. But again, I don't necessarily condone these games. Just want to say that one more time, but I want to give you information as well if you do want to go and pick these things up yourself. If you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it if you did that, because it would tell me that you want me to keep making more of this kind of content. Also, leave a comment down below letting me know which game you're trying to platinum at the moment. I would love to hear from you. And if you have any other recommendations from the sale of games that are easy to platinum, it'd be awesome to hear that too. Now, I've split these into 3 categories: under 3 hours, under 1 hour, and under 30 minutes, because I think that's the easiest way to kind of divide things up in a really simple and straightforward way. Everything here is a very easy platinum, or what I would consider a 1 or a 2 out of 10 difficulty, but obviously different time frames depending on what the games actually are as well. Starting off the 3-hour camp, and probably one of the better games on this list is Adam's Venture. Now, if you've played this game, that's not saying a huge amount because the game is not very good. It's a ripoff of Uncharted, a very, very low budget ripoff of Uncharted where you play as a guy. I don't know, it has all the Uncharted tropes except for combat. I think it's like Uncharted minus the story and the combat, and that's kind of what this game is. You do some adventuring and things like that, and you earn a platinum in like less than 3 hours time, so it's not bad in that sense. Probably the only game on this list that I could actually say isn't so bad as well, which is sort of why it's kind of sad to be making a video like this, but hey, that is the world we live in. Another 3-hour game is Albedo Eyes from Outer Space, and this is a game I absolutely do not recommend. I hated playing this game. I played it to earn the Platinum Trophy back in 2014 or 2015, whenever the game actually launched, and it was easily one of the worst trophy hunting experiences I think I've ever had. It's clearly a game that's come from PC with janky sort of Valve physics mechanics in here that just don't work. The game is just terrible and confusing and not fun to play at all, but if you're really desperate for a platinum trophy, it's here for $3. But this is easily, one of the games that made me want to quit trophy hunting, so there's that as well. That's actually all the 3-hour games. I just wanted to call those 2 specifically out, but that's all we have in the 3-hour category. Now we're going to move on to the 1 hour or less category. Remember, this doesn't mean they'll take an hour, it means they'll take up to about an hour to platinum. 36 Fragments of Midnight, which is a really old red leaky game. One of the first ones they ever launched, actually. You play as a little square guy, and you have to collect all the little dots or fragments of midnight, I suppose, to do everything. Pretty much you get the platinum trophy for doing that. I think you have to do it all in one run under a certain amount of time without dying or something like that, and you earn the platinum trophy. It can be incredibly frustrating, but realistically you could earn this in 5 minutes if you're really good at the game, or it could take you an hour to a few hours depending on how good you are with those sort of old school platformer style games. A Hero in a Garden is a Ratalaika visual novel clicker style game, traditional sort of mobile clicker kind of game, and a visual novel. Pretty straightforward if you use a guide here for this one as well, and like all Ratalaika games, the trophy list is very bare bones and only has a couple of trophies on. Bird Game Plus, which is another platinum I sadly earned a while back. This game made me feel so sick when I was playing it because the art style, it uses this weird black and white art style, but you're kind of moving through a 3D plane. It's sort of like you're controlling this bird and you're going left, right, up and down on the screen, avoiding things, dodging things. You just play through a couple of levels and you'll earn the platinum in this one pretty easily, but it did give me motion sickness for some reason. I'm not really sure why, so you maybe watch out for that if you're going for the platinum in this one. Birthday of Midnight is a sequel to their Midnight Deluxe or Midnight Plus 36 Fragments franchise that Red League have done. This one's $3. This one here is a bit of a golf style game where you have to move where you hit the character or you shoot the character in a particular direction and he rolls kind of like the ball, and you have to go and collect bits and pieces along the way getting towards the end of each level. Pretty straightforward one here. They're all pretty straightforward, simple little mini games, a lot of these games. Bounty Bullets is this weird first person platformer shooter style game in this kind of cell shaded art style where you just have to use the gun to shoot the little square guys as they come up. Sadly, another one that I have on my trophy list too. I have no idea what this is. This game's, I mean, like it works competently well, but it does just feel like a mishmash of just geometry shoved into a game here. So there's that. Dark Souls Plus, which is a great name for a game. It's definitely taking a rip off of Dark Souls. Another one that you'll be able to earn under an hour here. I don't have anything to say about Dark Souls Plus. I've never played it. I'm sure it's terrible just like the rest of them. I don't have a huge amount to say about these ones because I don't really recommend them, but but it's a 2D action platformer if you're looking for that to play. I guess it really depends these days on like picking your poison, what you want. Do you want a shooter, a platformer, a shmup, like whatever you're after. There is an easy platinum in one of those genres of games, or probably a bunch of easy platinums. So you can kind of pick and choose which easy plats you actually go for these days. Deep Space Rush is another 2D side scroller. A lot of Radaliki games are these 2D side scrollers where you got to collect coins and shoot up stuff as you scroll through. Another one here that's very, very straightforward. Golf Zero. This is a bit different. This one is more of a golf. It's more of like an arcadey golf style game in a 2D platformer plane, but you play it obviously golf. You know, the character moves based on how you point and shoot the cursor to progress him through the level. Gravity Duck. There's a few duck-based games here, I've just noticed, because Golf Zero has a duck on it as well. It's kind of, wonder why they've got so many duck games as part of their Red League here. Gravity Duck's $1.49 though, if you're looking for a duck who can defy gravity. Gut Whale, which is the kind of the worst name for a game. I don't know why you would call your game Gut Whale. It's actually got a sequel recently, I believe. There's like a Gut Whale 2 coming out, I think. I remember seeing something about that. It's just a puzzle-solving shoot-'em-up style roguelike game where you're in a whale's gut and you've got to progress through different levels. It's just a roguelike in a whale, essentially. Football Game is another older Radaliki game. This is more of an adventure game. I was gonna say it's a visual novel, but it's not. It's an adventure game that they released a couple of years back when they were branching into a bunch of different genres here. It's narrative-driven adventure game. Narrative-driven is a term I use very loosely though. Explosion is a 3D or 2D shooter and a sort of isometric 2D shooter where you shoot the enemies, but they cause ink trails to cover the screen, so you kind of paint the screen as you play through it here. I guess a little bit of a twist or a gimmick on pretty basic premise for a game. Hoggy 2 is a side-scrolling game you play as a slime guy. Why do they call it Hoggy? He's not a hog, he's a slime. The gimmick in this one is that you can slime onto the roof of the building and then kind of slime your way along as well. Just slime my way out of this video somehow. Jack and Jill Deluxe, which I think is one that most trophy hunters have, because this is again one of the really early Radaliki games that came out. It's very, very straightforward 2D side scroller where you play as the two different characters, and one that I think a lot of people have, yeah, like I said, already probably played, because it's an older one and a very straightforward one. Midnight Deluxe, again, another one of the Midnight series of games. I don't know if you can even call it a Midnight Cinematic Universe. Is that what it is? A Midnight Cinematic Universe of games. Again, another easy platinum here if you're into that. Nublar, which is one of the classic easy plats. I guess like a 2D adventure puzzle game. You're solving puzzles and progressing through the level. You'll probably need a guide for some of the puzzles here, I think. And there are stacks for Nublar. I think Nublar and Nublar 2 or World of Nublar or something has additional trophy stacks if you're looking to stack this game multiple times. The game sucked really badly though. I have a feeling they didn't make this for easy trophies. I think they actually made this game because they wanted to make a game, and then it did so well because of the easy platinums that they made a sequel to it. Yeah, I guess. Prehistoric Dude, another 2D, yeah, it's a 2D side scroller, I would say. You just have to collect a bunch of items and kill a bunch of dudes. Pretty straightforward here. Gem Smashers, which is a gem smash. I have trouble describing this. It's a puzzle game at heart, I guess. Is it a puzzle game? It's a gem smash. It's a brick breaker gem smashing style game at heart, I think. You pick a character. Let me explain this game to you. I think there's probably gameplay playing over this, but let me explain this how in an unrehearsed, really weird way. You pick an animal and then the animal turns into a ball and then it smashes gems. That's it. That's the game. That's the whole game. And there's like a hub world. I don't know. This game's weird. It's not a Radaliki game either, but it's played this on my Vita and I'm not proud of that. Task Force Campers is actually a pretty good shooter. I actually like this one because of the little Agumon looking guy here, which they somehow managed to circumvent, even though it looks absolutely like Agumon. And Donut Breaker is a brick breaker game as well. There are a bunch of these. There's like something breaker, whether it's Halloween or candy or donut. I don't know. There's a ton of these games. They're all exactly the same. They play the same. The trophy lists are all the same. They all are just but this is the one that's on sale at the moment. But there's a bunch of these as well. Now, that wasn't hard enough to get through looking at all these under 1 hour platinums. Now comes the part where we look at all the games that are between sort of 15 minutes and 30 minutes, and some of them are like 2 minutes as well. Don't buy these. Please just don't buy these games, guys. They're not good. These are not good games. We don't want to be supporting this in the industry. Autumn's Journey is a visual novel from Radalika. A very, very straightforward, especially if you follow the guide on the steps you have to take to get the platinum. Do exactly what the guide tells you and you'll get the platinum in this game in like 15 minutes. The same with Blind Men, another visual novel that they released in 2020. Same thing. Visual novels are great for trophy hunters because all you need to do is follow a guide, do exactly what the guide says, and you better get the platinum like that. Clash Force is not actually too bad. It's kind of like an action squad G.I. Joe type thing where you're 2D side scrolling, kind of like Contra, I would probably liken it most to. I actually didn't have too much of an issue with this one. This one wasn't too bad. Castle Pals was also a pretty competent platformer from Radalika or East Asia Soft, one of the two. where you have these two different characters that have two different powers and you alternate between them on every other level. Gun Crazy was one of the quickest platinum trophies you could have earned in 2020. This one here, you could do this one I think in like 8 minutes or 7 minutes or something like that if you're really good at it. Gun Crazy, again, another 2D shooter, I suppose, or 2D shoot 'em up platformer style game. Probably one of the quickest ones though that you actually have to play, because yeah, there are some rather leaky games that you don't actually have to play to earn the platinum in. Hypno is a pretty cool and stylish platformer style game, and the thing with the game like this is this actually isn't too bad of a game. You don't even have to play that much of it to get the platinum trophy, which is again just, I don't know, that's the problem with a lot of these games. You don't even have to play them to earn the platinum trophy. But this game actually isn't too bad, and it's definitely taking some inspiration from other indie games here. You can see elements from like Super Meat Boy and Spelunky as well. It uses these really cool firefly lighting mechanic, so you can see where your character is, and you have to kind of speed through to get more of them before you run out of light. Null Drifter this is another really quick one where you play as it's a spaceship. It's basically a space shooter. I don't even know if you're actually in a ship. I remember the color scheme on this thing is like black and white. It's really weird and freaky, but it's a thing. Radio Squid, I absolutely hated this game. I did not like this game at all. I played it last year for a review, but I put myself through it to make the video. This one's like, it uses a rhythm and you have to kind of shoot in the rhythm in the direction you want to shoot at, but it's really confusing. The control scheme in this game is really hard to kind of get your head around. Skate Master Chico is another one that has, I don't even really know the point of this game. I think Chico is like a franchise of this character, I guess, that's available somewhere in the world. I've never heard of it before, but this is just like an old school 2D platformer style game that like mashes a bunch of different genres together. It's weird. It's a weird game. Rush Rover was pretty cool isometric shooter. It can be a little bit harder for some people, I know. This one is a little bit more challenging, but you should be able to do it in about half an hour or so. Isometric shooter where you can shoot in all directions essentially for this one. Ultra Hat Dimension is a puzzle 2D isometric puzzle game, kind of. It's like it's a puzzle adventure game, I would say. You got to move the things around in the right order to unlock the doors, and you've got to wear the particular hats or the certain hats to be able to progress. That's the little thing here. And Super Destronaut Deluxe. This is essentially Space Invaders, but they're calling it Super Destronaut Deluxe. So there's that. And with that is 35 games that I do not recommend you can pick up if you're wanting to get some easy plat. Now, I'm going to keep making videos about games like this, but I'm going to preface them the way we've just done it by saying these aren't good and I don't recommend them or condone them. But if I don't cover these games, you guys just keep leaving comments in my comment section asking why I'm not talking about them or calling them out. So this is the coverage of them, but I don't think they're good. And I don't really recommend them. And I kind of feel like they've ruined trophy hunting a little bit. But hey, that's a story for another video. Let me know what you're platinuming at the moment in the comments down below. And let me know if you're going to pick up any of the games from this video. Please don't. And we'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye for now. Patreons for this month, thank you so very much for helping to support the channel and keep the lights on. Patrons will be seeing their names showing up here next to me right now. Thank you to every single one of you. And also YouTube channel members as well. If you want to become a member of the YouTube channel, you can hit the join button down below. Not only do you get your name featured here at the end of every video, but you will also get exclusive emotes to you in my comment section and chat as well, and a badge next to your name showing you are a legend. Likewise, if you want to join the Patreon, link in the description down below. Thank you, each and every one of you, so very much.